once you are administrator, you can create a new administrator. Okay, so that's not how it is. I hope that you have got a clear idea that it's possible to directly modify ABAP programs in production without going through the transport mechanism. As you have seen, backdoors can have really devastating impacts over business. I mean, you can make, an attacker can make sabotage attacks just to mix the information. He can do fraud attacks to change bank accounts and detour money. Don't forget that the direct database access is not the only attack vector. The attack can come from several places and exploit these trust relationships. Someone doing this is really not about having fun with your SAP system. It's probably something else. You can try out Intelligent Analyzer and give us your feedback. It's just free tool, so probably they have some improvements to be made on it. Thinking about protection, I think that the best cost-effective protection is to minimize the probability of the initial compromise. Okay, once you are compromised, it's really difficult to try to keep running secure. So the best choice is to try to block the first attempt. So you should implement some automated controls and do periodical vuln assessment, pen test, security audits of your entire SAP platform. This is also important. Something important I want to stress is that usually when you get an audit of your company's SAP system, auditors just look at the production system and maybe the production client. We have found most of the time that it's possible to attack the development system that is usually less with weaker security settings, and then jump to the production system. So you should analyze every SAP system in your network, not just production. And yeah, I think that's the only systematic choice. There has been some controversy about this talk, but I think that it's something that we should analyze objectively and responsibly. So just showing that this is possible and someone could be actively exploiting this. So we have to deal with that. So we have 10 minutes for questions. Okay, the question was, if you have your SAP system updated to every single security node that is available, are you still in danger of a SAP backdoor? I have to say that yes. Not because, you definitely reduce the attack surface, but there are human errors like you have to be really, security nodes, for example, doesn't affect or are not related with segregation of duties issues. So if you have a user who can do more things that he should do, he can install the backdoor. If he can exploit the operating system and patch Windows box, he can get to the database. He may be able to exploit the database. So it's like you have to cover all the weak links. Yeah. Anyway, you should do that. You should install every SAP node, but it's not a foolproof concept. Yeah. Sorry? The tool, the backdoor installer? Yeah.
The code is already compiled.
Yeah. No, it's not compiled, it's compressed. Yeah.
Where is it get
No, I didn't reverse the compression algorithm. I just created the ABAP program in an SAP system and put it in the site. The question is that I say that it's possible to jump from dev to production system. How it's possible to do that? SAP systems are full of interfaces between each other. There are special kind of interfaces that is called RFC interface. RFC is a proprietary SAP protocol. So because of different kind of interaction between the system, you may have this kind of interface. And it's unfortunately, it's quite easy that you just go into a special transaction and with the mouse, you just log into a remote system. But that's an administration issue most of the times, not like a SAP vulnerability. But it's really common to find it. Yep. You may not get a direct link from dev to production, but dev to QSA, QSA to pre-production, pre-production to production. Yep. Any further questions? Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I cannot hear. For web app? But the question is, if I understood it right, if anyone, if there's any proof or public information about anyone exploiting ABAP vulnerabilities. Well, actually, this is like not an ABAP vulnerability itself, but if I get your point right, ABAP programs are susceptible to have security flaws like SAP applications, PHP applications, you have remote file inclusion, SQL injection, and that stuff. SAP ABAP programs also can suffer from that threat. So yes, you should do a code review and use automated tools probably to look at ABAP code. The thing is that this is not, I don't regard this as a vulnerability. What we are doing is modifying something in the database, and the system has no way to know that it was modified. Or maybe they could deploy something, but they don't have. So I don't regard this as a vulnerability. It's more like an exploitation technique or a set of steps, but it's not a specific vulnerability. So anyway, if I got reports of someone backdooring the SAP system, yes, not with this level of complexity maybe. It was probably some more malicious developers that created malicious ABAP programs. So if the program received a parameter, obscure parameter with his name, his daughter's name, it will delete all the files, like a logic bomb or something. But not with this level of complexity. Any further questions? Yeah. If there's any reason I cannot make a standard list of hashes of ABAP programs. Why SAP is not providing us the firms? You probably can send them an email. Yeah, that will be actually the best choice. And probably this kind of thing drives that. The best choice is that SAP, I kind of talked with them, and probably they're looking into it to some point, but if SAP provides us with default signatures of each ABAP program, it will be released to detect backdoors. And that's what would be the best of it. Yeah, that's it. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that he's saying that you can also update the hash, but we know that everything is like breakable, but that will prompt you to reverse the signature algorithm procedure. And also, if SAP deploys some kind of PKI infrastructure that they digitally sign it with asymmetric and digital signatures, it can be much more difficult to bypass that. So there are ways that they could improve this, at least to make it more difficult. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the question is that if we are providing Integrity Analyzer as an open source project, or it's just a small proof of concept, and then we're going to build something commercial about it. The question, so far we were planning to release it like not open source. Bizploit is open source, so you can get all the code of Bizploit and this ERP pen testing framework. But actually, we still don't know honestly, we still don't know what we're going to do with Integrity Analyzer. But yes, probably still the only solution that's going to be open source is Bizploit. At least at this point, we have to look at it really honestly. Any other questions? Well, anyway, you have my email address. Are probably not going to be so much online these days, but probably when I recover next week, I will be available. So you can just drop me an email. And so thank you.